Hey, it's Chronologically Gaming, the only channel that's perpetually retro because we're playing every video game in order of release. Welcome to the beginning of October 1982. We were last playing Bugs on the Atari VCS. Let's see what our next release is. It's time to go to the Atari home computer and play Bumperball. Not familiar with this one. All I have for a screenshot is an advertisement zoomed in, so it's not the best screenshot, but that's all we got. Here's the full advertisement. This one's by London Software, and the other game we've seen by London Software is right there, Hot Lips. Looks like it only goes for 30 bucks from this ad, and we haven't seen Space Ace yet, but that name sounds awfully familiar. There's an example of the screenshot, and we just have some alternate versions. Let's pop in and play some Bumperball. This is by Greg Young, published by London Software at some time in the beginning of October 1982. Ah, the Atari. Ooh, there we go. Give me some tunes. Very nice. Joystick controls the bumpers. They're already giving us a tutorial. Side to side, up and down. B for bonus, start special scoring sequence. We can do 1 to 2 players, but if you do 2 players, it's alternate play. I know it, right? It sounds like something with pinball. All right, so let's go ahead and hit start on our computer, and we begin. So if you look at the top row, I'm in control of the top, moving left and right. If you go down, you bring through each level and can control it left and right, but only one at a time. So notice how I'm controlling each one, and when it highlights, then go to the other one, left and right. So essentially, it almost feels like a foosball table control, one at a time, controlling the diagonals. All right, so whenever it's time, you push the red button, and then a ball's going to drop down. Oh, and we missed it, so we got no points for that one. So if you look at the very top, that's the balls that are going to be dropping, but they drop in random places. There we go. Oh, you have to be really fast. So I only get 10 points for that time. But that means as soon as you... Okay, so can I set them up to... You can't. Okay, so if I move down 1 row and try to set it up to line up, it cancels out. It doesn't stay in the same spot, which means you have to actively, as soon as the ball drops, move level by level and move each one of the bumpers to catch the ball. Really, really interesting. I mean, if you think of like old school video gaming. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and push the button for this one and then move down to that one. Oh, and I bounced it back up. Okay, so I got 20 points that time. I wasn't expecting that one. All right, so that means you have to, in real time, control each paddle or each level of paddles all the way down the row to get whatever points you can. Very, very bizarre. So in a way, this is almost like Bagatelle, which is proto-pinball before actual pinball came out. Here on Chronologically Gaming, we've already advertised that we are not going to play pinball cabinets, like mechanical pinball. Only video games will be here on the show. But video pinball, yes. This one's not video pinball. This is an amalgamation of something different. Wait, does this mean I can switch? Can I flip the paddles? No. So all you do is move them left and right. They don't switch in different directions. This feels almost like I'm playing pachinko or a variation of pachinko. Yep, see, I missed another one and no points. So I got a grand total of, I think, 40 points that time. Okay, let's go. Nope, missed it again. Since it's happening in real time, it's pretty difficult to get a hang of it. Music's all right, though. Pretty cool presentation. Yeah, it feels like pachinko, but you have more control over it rather than just watching it drop and bounce bounce on everything. And it's also not like Plinko, which, you know, of course, was from the TV, from television. Oh, okay, so now I got to bring it back up. Let's see if I can make this work. Let's go here. No, that's not going to work. Go back. There, and then there. Nope, it's not fast enough. So the control also has a little delay because since it's real time, you have to actively work your way down each level and move them left and right. So really, really difficult. So of all the games we've seen so far, there's a few out there that are kind of like pinball, but not really like pinball, and kind of like pachinko, but not really like pachinko. This one would fall in that category, but this is a whole nother new concept. One of the first ones we ever saw was on the TI-99 home computer called Zero Zap in 1979. But that one didn't have any control. It was just, you pick a direction and then everything just goes where it needs to. This one, you have a little bit of control for each level. And then we've also played Pachinko on the Odyssey 2 in 1980, which really was an actual Pachinko. And then we also played Zero Gravity Pinball on the Apple II in April 1982. That one still really wasn't like pinball either, but the closest one to this that we've already seen was Flip Out on the Apple II in August 1982. So check out that if you want to see something simple, but The idea is all right, but it just feels like it needs a little bit more time in the oven to work out the kinks. Yeah, I don't know if I can give high marks to Bumperball because the idea of manipulating a ball coming down, you know, like I said, it's old school pinball. It's more like bagatelle, so it's not really as enjoyable as other games that are out there. So I'm thinking of all the games you could play on a home computer, easily subpar. 2.5 maybe starting, and then Obsidian Arcade's agreeing with me. Breakout Plinko, I love it manly. Yeah, so I'm seeing, yeah, it looks like a 2. I'm actually going to go even lower. I'm going to say it's a bad game. 2 stars of all the games you could play. Also, take a look at the Zero Gravity Pinball. It sounds cool, but it's really not very fun. So I'd say around the same range as that. Curtis is saying 2.5. I know the presentation's all right, but the control also moving one level at a time doesn't have as enjoyability as video pinball. So Bumperball just doesn't hit the marks. Let's see what our next game is. We're still going to play more on our Atari home computer. This is the release of Buried Bucks. Another one I'm not familiar with. Lots of obscure, awesome releases on our Atari. So this is by Analog Software. An explosive game, they say. This one is Analog's 5th game that we played here on the show after Race in Space, Shooting Gallery, and Thunder Island in 1981. And then we also have seen Star Sentry in July 1982. So there you go. Analog Software gives us another one with some screenshots here on this ad. Does it have a price here? I don't see anything. And this isn't to be confused with Analog like the magazine Analog. This is a different Analog Software. There is the cassette that we're going to pop into our Atari and play, and that's it that we have for Buried Bucks. All right, so we also have alternate versions of this one. Let's pop in and play some Buried Bucks. This is by Tom Hudson of Analog Software, sometime in the beginning of October 1982. Buried Bucks. I'm not familiar with this style of game. Oh, we got more music. Oh man, we're in the money. I think we've heard that 8 times on the show. Anyone on the chat want to chime in? Because I'm in the money has been on easily 5 games. We've got a nice opening. The planes bringing the letters in for us. Very nice. So we got option between 1 player or 2 players. You can also alternate, you know, passing the Atari VCS joystick back and forth, or do 2 sticks. So I'm just going to go with 1 player, 1 stick because it's alternate play. You're not going to be playing simultaneously. All right, here we go. Push in, start, and we're in. Level 1, $2,000. All right, we got a plane flying over the top. Hey, there I am. I'm the helicopter coming out on the side. Plane is just flying left and right. Let's go ahead and hit fire. Let's go ahead and get some money. Whoa, really cool. Look at this. Firepower is awesome, but freely destructible environments? That is awesome. Wait, are these asteroids falling from the top? Let's see. It looks like, oh, it's dirt. The plane's dropping more dirt on us. So our goal is to touch, oh, don't touch the dirt or you blow up. Our goal is to get to the money or dig out the money. That is awesome. Touch the money, yep, and then make your way back to the platform on the left, and then you cash in. See the points or money down below, and you can see we have a limited number of ammo too. This one controls really similar to Choplifter, how it goes left and right, and I can fire in front too. That's awesome. Okay, let's go on the side. Looking good. Wow, this is really refreshing to play a game that has freely destructible environments that's not an artillery game. And it plays all right. It's very particular, though. If you touch any part of the dirt, you are dead. Make sure you have a nice... But, I mean, look at this. We were able to dig a hole down in the cavern. That's so cool. Whoa, this is awesome. All right, so we got all the money. There we go, and move on to level 2. It says we got $2,000 for it. All right, oh, this one we have a rock. Let's see if we can just dig straight down. Notice we have more dirt now, too. You got to dig an even deeper hole. But this also means you can create your own cavern. Oh, I can't go through rocks. Got it. I'm just going to try to go straight down. Does it uncover even more? Oh, our ammo's gone, though. Uh-oh. How do we get more ammo? Oh, you go back to the landing pad. You use some of the money, because the money... Time is money here. Look at the money counting down. That is awesome, Curtis. So that means we'll see another one later. Yeah, this one's technically called Buried Bucks, and the S is a $sign. But I took that one away, a little bit easier to understand. Wow, I love the destructible environments, though. That's awesome. Oh, yeah, this is definitely above average. Of all the games you could be playing right now on a home computer, I love how it controls similar to Choplifter 2, which is amazing right now. And, I mean, helicopters are awesome. It's also cool because we're not rescuing people or picking up people like in a lot of other games where we're, like, transporting cargo. This one, you're going for the money. Just dig a hole all the way down. I know, that's what it is, the water. Whoa, that's really cool. I thought it was rocks. I couldn't turn to the side. Oh, we already had a game over. So I couldn't turn to the side because I dug all the way down, and when I turned, I touched a bit of it and then went out. Man, that's nice. Yeah, helicopters are all the rage right now in 1982. All right, let's go in again. That is way too much fun. It's awesome. So there's really not like a shoot 'em up. This doesn't play like we're shooting a lot of stuff. It's more of a dig 'em up or a shooter mixed with a digger style game. So cool. So very original. Haven't seen anything like this. It's like combining a few things that are similar, you know, the gameplay or feel of controlling a helicopter like Choplifter or Chopper Rescue. See, this makes it pretty easy to dig it down, but I mean, look at this. You are getting a lot of firepower, but you have to decide what you want to do with it because you're spending the money essentially to shoot them off. And also, see, look at my ammo count. You have a limited number of ammo. If you go back to the landing pad to replenish your ammo, you're going to waste money. Oh yeah, love the execute. And then level's done. You go to the next level and you dig even deeper. The water, though, is so cool. All right, let's see. Yeah, you got water. I'm just going to avoid the water and not even go near it this time. Let's dig straight down. This is another game that shows you the creativity, the design and programming that allows people to play the way they want. Because the further back you go, since we've been doing this since 1971, games were pretty linear. When you play the game in the arcade, you had to play it pretty much the way it was supposed to be played. But now we're getting a few more games that are letting you play the way you want. And this one's a great example, having the destructible environments. And look at the physics on the dirt that's filling the hole up. So you can go about how you want to dig to the money the way you want. It's awesome. So I'm already seeing some ratings out there. Most people are in the range of the best game you could play right now on a home computer with 4.5 stars. Mainly saying 4 stars because you can't shoot the plane. And can I shoot the plane? How high did this sucker go? Nope, you can't. Doesn't do it. All right, let's go ahead and do the pad. And then there you go. You're on to the next level. So good. Oh, yeah. And move on to the next one. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, so of all the games right now you can play on a home computer, I actually am refreshing to see something that is original, combining a few different genres together, and it's way too much fun. So yeah, I'm seeing a lot of 4.5 stars that are out there. I love it. Chop Digger, Chop Dug. There's so many titles I could have gone with. Buried Bucks, I can understand the title passing through the radar, but hopefully this doesn't get missed. This is fantastic. It's above average. It's definitely above 4 stars. I'm going to say 4.5. Of all the games you could play right now on a home computer. Choplifter still has, we give that one 5 stars, and I still would hold this one as not as fun as Choplifter, but just by a little bit. I mean, wow. So fun, though. I'm seeing a lot of 4s, too. Jimmy and Curtis are saying 4 stars as well for Buried Bucks. Play some of that. That is really, really fun. All right, so this one's kind of like Choplifter, kind of like Blitz, because you're dropping the bombs, but it mixes so many things together. It's really fun. All right, let's see what's next. Next up is the latest issue of BYTE Magazine. BYTE Magazine giving us the future of computers and technology today. This one is one of the largest journals of BYTE Magazine we've seen. This is close to 600 pages long, which is why it's taking so long for it to load. But all we're going to do is what we usually do with BYTE Magazine. Take a look at the cover and table of contents. This one's all about computers in business. So for gamers here, we're not going to spend too much time on it. Turning Wall Street into a computer. We'll pass by the Chromimco ads for the powerful computers. And here's what we got. Beyond the Peaks of VisiCalc. 3 software packages, because VisiCalc obviously was super big on the Apple II and lots of stuff. And then text-to-speech synthesizers are a thing in October 1982. What makes business programming hard? It is where the bucks are. Adapting microcomputers to Wall Street, putting real-world interfaces to work, monitoring physical quantities with the TRS-80, the state of industrial robotics right now in 1982. This is what people could be reading as an article in BYTE Magazine. The current marketplace, Ring Quest, and then approaches to software protection, like CRM, very nice. We have Basic and Pascal benchmark and Forth using microcomputer assesses. different languages that are currently available. And then we have the Introduction to Human Applications Standard Computer Interface Theory and Principles, the Personal Computer as an Interface to Corporate Management Information System, the Software Arts, and then Naming Your Software. Registered trademarks provide the best protection for your software creations. Imagine that. Please, I love this era of video games where we don't have a lot of licensed stuff, so please don't take that away from me. And then programming your own text editor, installing the video display-oriented text editor in your system. And this one has nothing about video games at all, not even simulations on Wall Street. They have an article on compilers, edgeware statistics, and then letter editor and programming and so forth. And then here just got an interesting article about the front cover. According to the survey conducted by the Eastern Management Group of 1.4 million personnel computers are installed in the United States by the end of 1981. 64% were operating in business. However, even with 900,000 personal computers in the U.S., business establishments, only 1 out of every 61 white-collar workers is equipped with his own machine. So the market for personal computers within the business world is just getting off the ground, and yes, it is. So we're not going to read the whole journal, and we don't rate it just for fun that we have this here. I know, there is a lot of random computer stuff out there, Jimmy. All right, let's see what our next title is after this commercial break.
Brothers, I yearn for the hunt.
No,
Oh, yes.
No challenge.
I've got it, Uncle. It's Carnival, the ultimate challenge. Bears, wild
The
rabbits,
ultimate
and a
challenge.
bullet-eating duck.
Bullet-eating duck.
Carnival, the home video game that plays just like the arcade.
Deathly duck.
He's eating your ammo.
Good show, Daphne.
She bags the bag.
Play Carnival on your ColecoVision Atari VCS.
Do
and
old
Intellivision
British
game
men really
system.
sell video
Your
games?
first trophy, Daphne.
So here we go. It's time for the release of Carnival, ported to the ColecoVision. Let's check it out. I don't think I can rate it like those guys did, but I'll do my best. Here's the box for Carnival. Originally seen in the arcade in June 1980. And here it is, ColecoVision's 6th game we've seen here on the show. And like all of them, it plays like the real arcade game. At least it says here on the box. High resolution for the ColecoVision. That's true. How in the world did that old guy hold the television? He must have had help. You flip it over in the back, and you see the screenshot looks really close to the arcade game from 1980. Plays, sounds, and scores like the arcade game, just like the old-fashioned shooting gallery. And that's how it is. How many targets can you shoot down before you run out of bullets? Because that's what it was like when we played in the arcade. What else do we have besides the box for Carnival? This one is the classic genre of video game, the shooting gallery. Shooting Gallery predates Space Invaders, and you gotta admit, Space Invaders is kind of like Shooting Gallery. And so Carnival was not the first. We saw lots of other Shooting Gallery style games before Carnival showed up in the arcade. But I mean, it was just polished. It was just classic, like you're going to an amusement park. So there it is, the ColecoVision with its derpy little stubby joystick. The number pad has no overlay. It looks more like a telephone than all the other controllers that have numpads. I'm looking at the Emerson Arcadia 2001 and the Intellivision. There's the cartridge we're going to pop in to play Carnival on our ColecoVision. I'm so excited because this new console is like the wave of the future. This feels like the newest, coolest console that you could be playing right now. And then if you were in Europe, it was published by CBS Electronics. Take a look at that box. That's the box you want. I mean, the one we had in North America has, plays like the arcade, but that is awesome. Look at the bear. And it looks like the phoenix for the birds. It's so cool. Just a taste of what it was like for Europe. And you flip over the European box, and this is what you got. With an example of the screenshot. Looks really close. Here's the manual for Carnival. It's for 1 or 2 players, but it is alternate play. You don't get to shoot together simultaneously. Hurry, hurry, step right up and prove your skills at hitting targets in this challenging Carnival shooting gallery. Authentic Carnival music and gallery sound set the mood as you build up your score with good aim and careful choice of targets. Watch out for bullet-eating ducks, just like the old British men in the commercial said. Once you clear the gallery, you get a chance of hitting a special bear target for extra points. And this style of game, we've seen that copied quite a bit for other shooting gallery games all over the gamut. Home computers, other consoles. So here's your setup. Make it simple for you. It looks pretty complicated actually right there, but it's pretty easy. Then to use the controller, you have the keypad, the side buttons, and the control stick. All you really do with the number pad, though, is just to select what kind of game you want. Otherwise, you just use the buttons on the side and the joystick. If you're playing a 2-player game, players take turns. Wah, wah. You don't get to go at the same time. Player 1 goes first, and one gallery followed by one bear rack, and then you switch away. Press the reset button to begin, and then here's a screenshot showing you what everything is. Arcade targets, bonus letter targets, extra bullet box, the flying duck, which eats your bullets. Don't shoot the duck. And then we have the pipes at the top. I think you get the most points for those. And then the bear rack indicator and then your bullet supplies at the very bottom. I know the box art for the European one was way better than this one. And then watch out, a surviving duck can fly down and eat 10 of your bullets. So don't let him do that. Knock out the pipes by aiming for their bowls. Be accurate. The pipe value shown decreases every shot that you miss the pipe. Hit the same color pipes with 2 consecutive shots. So this is the same and scores just like they said. It's like the arcade. It's pretty cool. You get extra points plus hitting minus targets on the left. If the minus target's on, the target is hit, the points or bullets are subtracted from your total. So that's the other thing about this arcade game compared to the other shooting gallery games. It had a lot more depth to it, if you want to call it depth. But I mean, in 1980, this one was one of the best ones in the arcade. I know, right? On a single screen, there's a lot there. So we got stockpiling bullets. You can aim for more and get more and more bullets. Hit the music target in the row and turn on and off the carnival music so you can shoot it up. And then the bear that moves back and forth on the screen. You clear all the racks of moving targets and pipes, complete the bear rack, and move on to the next higher level of gameplay. Each player's game ends when that player fires the last bullet. So use your bullets right and make sure you don't waste them all. There's our score table to play. And then as usual, ColecoVision has the fun of discovery. The manual only has so much, but the game needs to be explored. I don't know how much exploring you can do in Carnival, but we'll give it a shot. We only have one alternate version to play. It's time to pop in that cartridge. This is by Coleco Industries, official by Sega Gremlin, at sometime in the beginning of October 1982. Here we go. So this one is so much fun because it is one of the proof of a console bringing something from the arcade, and it really looks like the arcade, just like with Donkey Kong. Coleco is doing it. All right, we want to do skill 1, 1 player, so I want to push that on our number pad. It's very spongy down here. It feels better with an overlay, to tell you the truth. All right, here we go. Get ready, player 1. Look at that. We have the very nice carnival music in the background. And you can see the pipes at the top, they're going to give us less points for it. Oh no, the duck made it all the way down. So you can see the duck was eating my points away. No, man, if he gets low enough, he takes them all out. So a really fun game if you just want a simple shooter that plays like you're in the carnival. Of the games, though, for the ColecoVision, I don't think this would have been sought after. Donkey Kong is so much newer, and to see a Donkey Kong play like the arcade, this one isn't as impressive. I mean, it's an arcade game from 1980, and it's done very well, but, you know, the big hitter is Donkey Kong here. All right, we're doing all right. Don't hit the duck. Hit the bunnies. I want to get this one. You're not eating my stuff. Get some more shots. You can see I'm doing that one. And every time you shoot a duck, it just comes back as another duck. Oh, I can't believe I missed the pipe. Here, move over one. There it is. Nice. Get it? Yes! And we got the bonus challenge. Awesome. I feel the same way too, Manly. At this time, with all the games we've seen on home consoles, doesn't this feel like we're playing something from like Coney Island in the 20s? Alright, we'll just have to get... Go back on the side. Alright, so I'm already seeing some ratings. Atlas already throwing out 2.5 stars or subpar for games you could play on a home console. I'll take that. It looks like I lost points on that one. No, you don't. Get the ducks! Oh, he got me. He got a piece of it. Yes! Very nicely done. So I see Ubicore throwing out 3 stars, or average for console games. Brian North saying 3 stars. Curtis is saying, yep, 3, but an old game. And here's the bear. The way it works, like the other shots, you shoot the bear, it turns around, but it progressively gets faster and faster. So the best way to do it is keep it in the center like this. Now I feel like I'm doing a tutorial for Carnival. Oh. And there you go. And if you played with 2 people, you take turns back and forth. Charlie's saying 4 stars, holds up great. Yeah. Imagine if your grandma did get you this for Christmas rather than Donkey Kong. How devastated would you be? It shows you the big difference between the arcade conversions that are older and the newer ones. So it's interesting they got the license for it, but of all the games you can play right now on a home console, this one is still around the average range. But I'm going to say because it's still an arcade perfect port, of all the games for a home console, it plays very, very well. I'm going to say 3.5 stars of everything that could be for a home console. I know, right? That's true. You had a Donkey Kong and Carnival, maybe, because it came with the packet. All right, but that's not all. Carnival was also ported to the Mattel Intellivision, so we get to see head-to-head Coleco versus Intellivision in the console wars of 1982. Intellivision's already been fighting with Atari, VCS, and so let's check out the Intellivision version of Carnival. So cool. Plays like the real arcade game. I don't know about on the Intellivision. Let's see. So you can see the box is marketed pretty much the same way as the ColecoVision. Let's see the other art we have for Carnival. And it does not work on the Intellivision 2. So if you bought that, you can't play Carnival. How sad is that? And then we also have, if you were in Europe, this is the box, which they didn't do anything flashy. By CBS Electronics, it looks the same. The one for Carnival on the Coleco, though, is pretty cool. So here's the overlay. Now we're going to use a real overlay on our numpad. Give you some screenshots of the Intellivision with Carnival and the cartridge to play. It looks like everything else. This marks the very first time that Intellivision has a game, or Coleco has a game on the Intellivision. So this is the very first one on the Intellivision, and this marks our 42nd video game that we played here on the show for the Intellivision. So more games, or Coleco, I said, should be taking over. They have so many games out there. And then here's the manual. It looks really familiar to the ColecoVision manual to play. In fact, the instructions are all the same, except there's the picture of the Intellivision. Everything here is almost one-to-one, because this one plays almost identical. And for my playthroughs, I couldn't actually tell a difference. They did a great conversion, because even in the manual, everything's the same. How you fire, the point values. Now, I haven't meticulously gone through both manuals, but I'd be interested to know, like, if someone wants to pause this and see what is the differences between the two. They look pretty much identical to me. Gameplay-wise, we'll see when we pop the cartridge in and play. It still has the fun of discovery. All right, let's pop in that Carnival. This is by, again, Coleco Industries, brought to you for the first time on Intellivision at some time in the beginning of October 1982. Yeah, there we go. All right, so this game is going to be later ported to the Atari VCS, so we will be able to see the other big consoles port of Carnival by Coleco. All right, so we want to do one player. I'm going to use my number pad, and then what level do we want? We'll do level 1. So I get to punch in using the number pad. If you look on the far left side, you can see how to do the levels. All right, so let's go in. Nice. And we are doing it. It is in. It's Carnival. Whoa, the play control feels loose. I'm already not a big fan of the disc of the Intellivision, but this one compared to the Coleco already has a little bit of it's a little sluggish. It feels like my movement isn't responding as quickly as it could. So this one isn't a one-to-one graphics recreation of what it had in the arcade, so that's where the Coleco would shine, but honestly, it's the play control. This one doesn't feel as smooth using the disc. Yeah, it feels like, well, I guess compared to the ColecoVision, it feels like this one is not responding as well. It's also repeating the song every time. Yeah, the music isn't as fluid as the ColecoVision. Yeah, I'm finding it a hard time to aim and fire the shot correctly, and it's too bad too because we played lots of games on the Intellivision that play like fixed shooters that play really well. So this could easily have been smoother or programmed better, but I don't understand why this one feels so bad. It's the play control that brings it down. Because at first glance, you look at it and you're like, well, it doesn't look like the arcade exactly. It doesn't look as good as the ColecoVision. But honestly, I could look past that. If it had the same resolution, but played better, I mean, it would be just as on par as the ColecoVision, but no. I think we're going to run out. Yeah, and we had game over because we ran out of bullets. I know, it has to have been a lazy... It feels like a lazy port. There's a quick taste of Carnival. Man, so I guess between this console war, which we rarely see back-to-back with the same game, I gotta hand it to ColecoVision for the port of Carnival. So of all the games you can play right now on a home console, this is bad. I'm gonna say 2 stars. Of all the games you could play right now, the play control is horrendous when you think of all the other fixed shooters you could be playing right now. Yeah, there we go. So if you had Intellivision, I can understand, but think of the other ones that you could be playing that aren't Carnival, but they do play better. So I'm looking over the chat. I see 2.5, 2, some 3 stars, 3.5s. Yeah, I know, right? So if you want to do a review of our 5-star rating system, first you have to think of this time period and only the games that you could play right now on a home console. If you think this is a game that would be a considered broken game, you'd be around this range, 1 star. If you tell yourself this is a bad game, then you'd be around the 2-star range. 2.5, 2 stars. If you think this is pretty average for a console game, that's a 2.5 or 3-star game. If you think this is great or an excellent game for the home console, you'd be 3.5 or 4 stars. And if you tell yourself this is one of the best games you could play on a home console, then you're around the 4.5 to 5-star range. Yeah, there we go. So I'm going to go with 2 stars for Carnival. Yikes. So far, shooting gallery games have been around for a long time. This one is our 29th shooting gallery game we've played here on the show across every shooting gallery style game, starting way back with Seawolf in the arcade. And then some of the big ones we've seen that have been ported out of there, that are like Carnival, is County Fair for the Apple II back in August 1981, and then Sticky Bear Bop was another one. And then the majority of shooting gallery games you're going to find on home computers, so there's not a whole lot of this exact shooting gallery genre for home consoles yet. There's a few, but there's really not a whole lot. All right. It's time to put the video game playing on pause. Next time on Chronologically Gaming, we got a video game release that's kind of like Pac-Man, and we got a video game release that's kind of like Dig Dug. And we also have one of the best computer games you could play for the year ported for the very first time. That's it for today, and like I always say, sometimes a video game just needs an update or a patch away to being the perfect game. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the channel and joining me on my quest to play every single video game in order of release. We'll be streaming live every weekday at 9 p.m. Central, so join us and let us know if we missed any games along the way. This video would not be possible without Launchbox, RetroArch, and MAME. Tell all your friends there's some crazy guy named Chronologically Gaming trying to play every single video game. We have links down below that'll send you to places like our Discord and Patreon, and one that says all the video games we've ever played. If you go there, it's a list of everything, and you can click right to the game you want to see. Chronologically Gaming is the name to look for. We are perpetually retro, and we will catch you next time.